Welcome to YouTubers Supporting YouTubers. Today we're joined by Dustin O'Daffer. I hope I didn't butcher your name.
No, no.
Oh, cool. I got it right. Awesome.
You got it
Great.
right. Yeah.
Awesome. So score one for getting the last name right. Usually I'm like, I see a last name, I'm like, I can't get it right. But I also, I also understand that struggle because you would think Wilhoit is like super easy to pronounce, and there's so many different
Oh,
pronunciations
oh
I get
yeah.
for it.
Oh, totally.
Um,
Well, let's jump.
so
Let's jump in. Yeah.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your niche. I know I didn't get much chance to necessarily check out your niche beforehand, so I'd love to hear you explain it a little bit more.
Oh, totally. Well, what I focus on is taking popular memes and remixing them and turning them into short films that are relatable and hopefully very funny. And that's tricky because I try to do as little talking in the video as possible. So most YouTubers show up on camera, they vlog or they speak or something like that. And for me, I kind of do the opposite. So if I have a character in my video that's animated, I try to make them talk as little as possible and have music, sound, and colors do as much of the talking as I can for me. So it's kind of it's difficult to make films like that, but the result, as you can see, is like all the videos earn hundreds of thousands of views within days. So it's very it's very good.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously know what you're doing and you're getting a really good following. I've noticed. I see you post in small YouTubers boost about your success, and I'm like, yeah, my boy Dustin getting it.
Yeah, dude. It's funny because when we kind of connected, I think last year, when I joined the small YouTubers group, and I remember seeing you in the group, and at the time we both only had like a few hundred or a few thousand subs. I was stuck at 2,000 subs at that point. I'd been stuck there for like 4 years. I got them all from one video, and I had no idea what to do to serve those people. And I was always super nervous about making any content because like half of them would just dislike the video because they were like, go and shoot another riot. Like, I don't want to do that. So yeah, like we met, and that was last year, and I had no subs. So all the growth has been just in the past couple of months, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good, and even my own main channel's like seen significant growth from when I think we talked as well. But I know there was a topic that you really wanted to discuss, and I really am interested on it, mainly because I think we touched on it in our messages, but like you suffered from depression, I totally suffer from depression. It seems to be pretty common in creators, so I'd love to hear
Mm,
your story
yeah.
about that.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big topic. Um, well, when I first became depressed when my parents divorced. I'll just say that right off the bat. I think a lot of people, if they had, came from broken homes, the depression or addiction can come from that. And for me, that was like I lost everything. Like we moved away from all my friends, and I just became pretty much addicted to playing video games and just like staying up all night and sleeping all day and not going to school and smoking weed like all the time. Uh, and that was like I actually wanted to kill myself at that point. I actually hated everything about life. I was like, what is the point of living if I'm just going to, I can't see my friends. I'm 600 miles away from anyone I ever loved. Like, I hate my parents. It feels like my parents hate me, and I don't get along with anyone. I don't have any friends. It was just so dark, dude. It was the probably the most dark, depressing time of my life. Um, And I remember the most joyful moment of every day was when I waking up at about 2 p.m. and my mom would deliver me. She'd deliver me like a cheesecake from Burger King and like a mocha. I mean, that had to be like 150 grams of sugar. I don't know. That's probably not that much, but just like basically just eating fast food every day, you know, which really like screws up your digestive system and like your serotonin. So yeah, it was dark and like that went on for a long time. That was like a year of my life. And it wasn't until I sort of got like forced into going to school that I actually met some people and started like doing things and got into video production. Met some more cool people. Started like doing internships and like meeting friends and like actually like collaborating and making something. Uh, like having a vision. I remember like I think the first edit I did, the first like serious edit that I ever made for YouTube was in that dark time, and I was just like so angry with life. And I was watching the show Spartacus. You ever seen Spartacus? The original?
I've seen it like maybe a couple episodes, but not fully. It is a series I'm interested in getting to
Oh
watch a little bit more of though.
yeah, the first season was amazing. Blood and Sand, because Spartacus like he's just chilling with his wife. They're happy, naked people in the woods, just being humans, nothing to worry about. And then the this army comes in and like destroys their village and kidnaps and rapes his wife and and he's like locked away as a slave, and he's so distraught and so pissed and angry because everything's been taken from him, and he did not deserve any of what happened to him, and there's nothing he can do to escape, and he just wants his wife back. That's all he wants. And every time, like almost every episode starts where like he's about to get his wife back, and then he wakes up from a dream, and it's just like there's nothing he can do. And I resonated with that so much at the time. And I remember I made an edit. I like screen capped all like the most bloody, gory, epic battles and like put it to like like heavy metal music. And it was just like that was the first time I took that energy, that like creative drive, whether it's like anger or sadness or pain, and just like compressed it all into like one video. And it was like, this is me. This is me.
Very, very, very nice. And then obviously you kind of like spoke a little bit about motivation for like creating that video, but were there other points in your life, say like you were wanting to create something, but say you just couldn't find the motivation, either that be depression or just something life in general, I guess.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely, definitely. Um, dude, like that happened 2 years ago. Even just last year, bro. Like, I wanted to like when I joined the group, like I wanted to be a YouTuber. Um, and it was like I want to make stuff, but I don't even know what to make. Like when I do make something, like people dislike it, or like I work really, really, really hard, and then like, what's the point? Because YouTube's not even gonna promote it. Like it's gonna get like 150 views, a couple of dislikes. Maybe I'll get 1,000 views and a couple of dislikes. Like, but then that's it. It's like, what's the point? And there was definitely a time where it was like why? Like I have this vision, but it's like I'm too depressed to even make it. Um, and I think it's been a while since I've been in that headspace. Because for me it was always like a confusion, you know? Like I didn't know what what I should make. And then when I did try something, it like would just flop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, trust me, I get that. I definitely have those videos where I'm like, hey, like I was like feeling myself, I had great energy, and then it'll be like one of the videos that actually does the worst, and I'll just sit there and I'll be like, so when I'm not feeling myself, like people love it, but when I'm feeling myself, people are just like, whatever. So it's kind of a weird
Yeah,
situation
yeah.
too, with me when I kind of get in those situations. I mentioned
And
I
especially if you appear on camera, because then
oh
it's like you have to be in that high state. You got to feel good.
oh yeah, most
Or you turn the
definitely.
camera on, you don't know what to say. It's
Yeah.
like and then you like say the same thing like 5 times, and you're like, I just want to get this perfect, and you keep fucking it up.
Yeah, and so you just like delete recordings upon recordings upon recordings until you finally get that one that
Oh,
you're like,
dude.
this is perfect, and then you just put it out there and you're like, wow, okay, well,
Okay, I have the antidote. Do you want to know what the antidote is for that?
oh, tell me.
The antidote is to Okay, so I was literally before we started this call, I'm working on videos for my website, and same exact thing. I'm like trying to remember a script and trying to say this stuff, and I keep shooting it, and I'm like trying to look over, it, and then I get it, and I triple over my words, and I'm just like, I was literally like, I was freaking out. I was so mad. I just couldn't get it right. And then you get more frustrated, and then you try to deliver the line, and you're like totally faking it because you're so pissed. And the antidote, dude, is to just say like, it's done. I did it. Like it's done. Like yes, I got a crappy take. The take sucked. I believe it was bad, but it's done. And then you load that into your editor and you just start to mess with it. And at some point, maybe you edit it and you go, hey, it's not even that bad. Or we have one of two things. Either you load it in the editor and it's not that bad, or you load it into the editor and it is bad. You know it's bad, but you do the same thing. You say, it's done. You force yourself to say it's done. And I think a lot of us, we put so much pressure on ourselves because we have this idea in our head that if I can just make the perfect video, if I can just deliver this perfectly, then YouTube will promote my channel, right? Then I'll get a lot of views and a lot of subscribers, right?
Right.
And it's just never. It's just like speed is the game. Like at some point, you just have to say it's done. I think it's bad, but I'm going to post anyway, or I'm going to finish the video anyway. And especially like in my work, where if you've seen my videos, you there's so many freaking scenes. There's literally thousands and thousands of elements that go into making one of my videos. And yes, they take hours and hours and hours and weeks to make. But they like there comes a point where I just have to say it's done, and I have to move on to the bigger picture. You know what I mean? You got to move on to like, what does my channel look like? If someone comes to my channel, what do they see? Don't worry about like getting one video perfect until you have a channel, or like it's always the macro, right? Clouds and dirt. Like it's easy to get like stuck in the mud. You're stuck in like, how do I make this perfect? But what you really need to do is say like, okay, yeah, it's a mess, but I'm still just gonna go for it, and then zoom out from the big picture. Maybe I take a break, get some coffee, sleep on it, and then come back and say, what could I do to make this better? Or is it time to just upload another video because YouTube's waiting? You know?
Yeah, hey, I mean, that's fair. And I think that's definitely a mindset I get stuck in all the time is like, I've got to make this perfect. Not necessarily even for YouTube, but just like for myself. And I really need to start. I mean, that's part of what I'm working on personally as a person is trying to not be so like have such high expectations of myself that I know I'm not going to meet, or that maybe I meet
Mm,
once, but like I don't meet over and over and again. Because, like I said, I suffer from depression as well. And yeah, like I guess just how my life was as early childhood, I always felt like I had to like do the perfect thing, get the perfect grade, stuff like that. Because
mm,
I was bullied a lot in school, so I'm like, well, at least I can show that like I'm smart, I can do things well, and stuff like that. And I think that
yeah.
expectation is carried into my adulthood, and I'm slowly learning like, you know, it's okay to not be perfect, or it's okay to like screw up every once in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That is so true. If we get wrapped up in this idea that if we can just get it right, then people won't criticize us, you know? Like if I can just make it perfect, then I will be awesome and everyone will like me.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. And that's definitely
I
a mindset I've been working on as a creator, and not just only creator, but like in my own personal life as well. Like I don't know if you know, I started working out a lot this year. If you've
Yeah, I've been seeing you going on runs and getting it out there,
oh yeah,
making the miles happen.
yeah. So I mean, occasionally like I can't hit that 3 miles like one of the days just because I'm like tired, and I'm like, you know what, a mile and a half is still pretty good. Like that's more than probably a lot of other people are doing. So don't be too hard on
Yeah.
myself.
Well, they say, Nicholas, that comparison is the thief of joy,
True.
right? If you compare yourself, you're stealing your own joy,
That is
and
true.
that's
I actually have
yeah,
heard that.
yeah. I mean, it's like you hear people say it sometimes. I feel like it needs to be said more, but like our society is obsessed with things and status and like I mean we all know that like we live in a society like everyone knows, but it's because we compare ourselves that we tend to be like always striving. So like maybe you don't hit your goal, like it sucks, but the only person you're really doing battle with at the end of the day is yourself, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think that's probably something I've learned within like probably I would say the last like couple months, honestly, because it's really honestly just recently that I stopped trying to hold myself to like the highest expectations possible.
Yeah. Amen. Amen to that.
Yeah. Well, hey, is there anything you want to tell like potential new creators, and maybe people that might come over your channel from this video, uh, before we go ahead and call this a show?
Watch all my videos. No, 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 I'm kidding. Yeah, that I guess that's the crazy thing is I don't have to like I don't tell people to watch my videos because YouTube does it for me. So I'm actually launching a new program, a website. So you can go over to memewizards.com, and from there I will teach you how to become a meme wizard, or a YouTuber who uses memes to grow a channel. So what I focus on is manipulating the algorithm, and we can do that. There's so many ways to manipulate the algorithm, and once you start to learn how to make content that people actually want to see, then it's pretty much like you'll get a lot of views. So yeah, I just wanted to plug my new program. So if you're interested in jumping in and having me train you, there'll be like programs for like there's gonna be programs for like most people, where you can buy a video course, and I'm gonna walk you through my formulas, my process, my editing, how to get more views in less time, and how to make thumbnails that people like have to click on, how to increase your watch time, how to make really, really stunning videos, as well as I'm going to be taking like the best creators that I see come through my website, and I'm going to be working with them one on one because when I see that potential, I really want to cultivate it because I want a few case studies of people who like surpassed me in success. And I'll hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I'll hit a million within I think under 3 years. I'm estimated to hit a million subs. So yeah, I'm just looking for people who I can help take on that journey.
That sounds great, and I'll make sure to also have that in the description. You can send it to me so I can put it in the description for people who want to click on and kind of follow your courses and you know learn how to grow as a YouTuber. But
Yeah.
that is going to be our show. Thanks again, Dustin, for being on the show. It was actually really great to have um, a more introspective talk as opposed to just be like, oh, well, what's your niche and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally, man. Maybe on the next one we'll talk more about like because there was another time I was depressed as a creator, which was like just before I became successful. So But maybe I'll save that form for the marketing.
Ooh, I also like that. You can like tease it, and people can come over and kind of see that on your course. So yeah, again,
Exactly.
thanks Dustin. But that's gonna be our show for today. And if you guys want to go over to Dustin's channel, I'll leave his link in the description, as well as memewizard.com. But that's gonna be it from us today. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.